Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Um, I will center that I'm not here in this space as often, but I am here. You can follow this page. I do my very best to, when I am here, to give you great content. You can check out past episodes of Visionaries Impact Unite. They are here, but I wanted to just lay some groundwork for you. And I have my amazing friend, coach, light summoner, co-conspirator, intercessory ally here with us today, Meg Collier. And just the latest down for you, peeps. I was put in Facebook jail, and right along with being in Facebook jail, my Instagram went down as well because and let me make sure I want to quote this correctly.
Yes, right. And let's also add not only just your personal pages, also other pages that are related, all of your pages. So pages that are related to your nonprofit organization, everything is off.
Everything is off. And it says, because I have gone against the standards of dangerous individuals and organizations, and all 4 of my pages have been suspended as of right now. And so I want to be radically honest too here. I'm not saying that this does not suck and that it does not hurt, because it does. I have been on social media. I believe that I came in 2008. So all of my content, everything that I've posted, everything that I've grown, all the relationships are in an instant gone. Anything that I deemed as mine, and this is really a cautionary tale to all of us, none of it is ours. None of this belongs to us. We can say private, or we can say don't track, or whatever we want. At the end of the day, with a push of a button, you can disappear. And you may have heard it before, and I'll say it again. This is where having a newsletter community is so, so important. And having other outlets to get your message out are super important. And Meg is here, and I'm trying not to get emotional about this because I'm empath. You know, I get emotional about it. For context, for whomever is coming to this page, if you are a coach, consultant, business person, entrepreneur, creative, the like, you know, social media can be a very, very, very vital tool to your business, in particular for coaches. When you go through a sales season or cycle where you want to invite in new people to work with you, you go through what we call a launch period. And I'm in the middle of what one would call a launch. I call it a summoning. Yeah, just feels yummier and less. Yeah, just feels yummier and less salesy to me. And in my outreach, other people call it marketing, but I like to call it outreach. Social media is one of the ways that I engage, and that's down. So what does that mean for me? What does that mean for my business? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for your business? Right. Yeah. And where I'm getting emotional is that I put out a flare to, I would say, my comrades, my sisterhood. I've sent out text messages and emails. Can you please share an event that I'm hosting next weekend? That's not the purpose of this video. I am hosting an event next weekend, but that is not. We'll get to that. That's not why I'm here today. Meg and I are here because on some levels, Meg has been censored too on socials, and a lot of her work is also predicated on being able to use or leverage these social media platforms to bring in, not just bring in clients, right? Because I use my platform for my voice as well. So I put poetry out there. So that's 20 years, almost 20 years of poetry that has gone away. My girls program. So those are archived, like pictures and events and community gathering. I've had groups that I've archived, but still within that, those are relationships that have been essentially put on or disappeared. It potentially can disappear. And so I just want to name that it's not about the followers. It's not about, so much the summoning cycle that I'm in. It's about censorship of voice. And, for many of us who are advocates, who are allies, we're using our voices. We also use our platforms to use our voices. And this is what happens when you are fearless in your expression, when you are speaking. And there are many, I would say, coaches or facilitators who have completely moved off platforms and have moved into other places and spaces because they're tired of the trolls. They're tired of being in Facebook jail or having their accounts suspended for any number of reasons, when, truth be told, we are in a place and space where we can have someone cross state lines with an army or military grade weapon and kill people and get off with no punishment.
But God forbid you say white people on the internet.
God forbid.
And I think, like, you know, it might seem like a harsh comparison to some people that you make, but I think that it's really true, you know? And I think when we boil it down, these platforms that we've consented to give so much of our information over for, like, the ability to store things and access them easily and unite with other people, gives us this false sense of ownership. And we were kind of chatting about this over Voxer before we came on the live, but it's like, I think the part that feels very, you had used the word violated. And I think the part that feels so violating about this, especially when they just disappear your work, is that you have given value over. People be like, oh, it's like a free platform. They can do it. They can absolutely do whatever they want, but you've also consented to them using all of your information, to them, you know, indexing your face, like all of these relationships. They have so much information on us. And until something like this happens and, like, they deny you access or you get violated by these apps enough times, we don't come to realize it. And I think that it's an important conversation right now more than ever to say, you have to own your audience. And I don't mean that in, like, a sense of ownership, but I mean that in, like, if we're all standing on soapboxes in a park, you better be standing on your own box so somebody isn't charging you rent. Or if they are charging you rent, like, there's a contract. But if you're just standing on the box, you know, for free, they can pull that out from underneath of you. And it's very clear who these automatic robot algorithms, if that's who we want to blame it on, prefer, you know. But I think at the back end, there's gross folks who are uncomfortable about the truth being told on the internet that are going around and reporting people's posts. And it's Black women predominantly who are the people who are, you know, just like in real world, disappeared, silenced, quelched, held down. And I'm livid. It's rare that I don't have words to talk about this stuff, but I have just seen it happen so many times, like not even in just the past year, but like the past 2 weeks. And like, you know, people have come into my DMs and they're like, you know, there's stuff going down with Instagram. So I don't really care. When you have an app and an organization this big, you should have some sort of testing environment for your application. Like, I'm not even an app developer, and I can tell you that, but it's just really weird that, you know, I am a fearless communicator and I'm fearless in my expression on the internet because the likelihood of me getting taken off is way lower than the likelihood of you getting taken off. So I'm out here saying what I want to say. And like, I don't get disappeared, but like all of a sudden I can't go live. Okay. All of a sudden my profile's views drop from 6 to whatever, you know? And I think like, I wanted to come and hold this space with you in this container, number one, so you can share like how terrible this is. I'm trying to control my language. And then also, so that we can tell other people the importance of like telling, you know, using listen, I'm not saying like divest from all of these services. Like you said, there's nuance that has to be held in these situations to like we met on the internet. We've never met in real life, like Facebook and connections through groups and referrals and kind of like being in the same industry brought us together. So like there is beauty that comes out of the connection. Like I'm looking at the stars on the back, like this, like kind of constellation. And I kind of feel like that's how the internet is for me. Like I map towards people and peers and professionals and artists and poets that inspire me. And that's the beauty. That is what keeps me coming back. That's why it's worth coming on here to say, you know, this is what's what. Like this is a real thing that's happening. You know, keep trying to quiet us, keep trying to silence us because we just get louder. You know, we just find other places to talk. And I just want to declare to the world like how important your work is and like how I think the part of this that is so outlandish is that everything that you do on your social media is so clear, is so kind, is very very forward and direct. Like it doesn't mince words, and it's also not hate speech or whatever it was flagged as being. So I just want to witness you here in the YouTube world and tell you that your light is bright and we will keep amplifying it, you know, all the people that are around you, because your program is important and the retreat is going to be rad. So you should tell us a little bit about it.
Yes. So that is, thank you so much. That was really, really kind, Meg. And, you know, the retreat to me, and it's like language is ever evolving, so we can really kind of name like what the thing is. In the retreat, I'm calling it really a convening. I want your hearts to come. I want you to bring your businesses and look at how your businesses can be used to amplify, you know, not just yourself, because we want that. And I definitely want those who are female identified to make as much money as they can, but look at the ways in which you want to do it. Because we hear all day, every day on these internet streets about, you know, 6-figure launches, 7-figure launches, you know, this lifestyle. So we hear a lot about lifestyle, but there's something that I believe is underneath and deeper than lifestyle. And I think it's this thing. And I think the word gets used, the word integrity, I don't think always gets used with integrity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, what does that even mean, especially in these days when anyone can be anything that they want on social media platforms?
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You know, what does it mean for you to, yes, you know, build a sustainable business, because we'll talk about that in the retreat. I mean, you'll actually look at what season your business is in, what your offerings are, how to price them, and also consider what organizations and causes do you want to benefit from your work, from attachment. Everything that I do is in collaboration. The power of girlhood would not be what it is today without collaboration. You see me here in my purple, repping the girlhood. We collaborate with other organizations. We share resources with one another. And our students benefit from our ability to move in a way that is more collaborative versus competitive, right? There's no such thing as our kids. So when you look at your business, it's not just your business, right? There's an opportunity, if you allow it, for you to expand your reach and expand your impact when you're in community, when you're in collaboration. And some dynamic women are coming. We have just today. So we had another person register. We have today the Salty Fundraiser. She has worked in numerous colleges and universities as a development director in fundraising, and said to herself, you know what? I don't like the way in which we are going about getting money. It's not that money is the problem. It's the ethics behind it. Right.
Yeah. And it takes time. Yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I was to say it takes time and intention to like even take your awareness and put it on that. So I think carving out, you know, this batch of time with you and another group of people to walk through that is so crucial. And I think one of the things we don't talk about in business too, when you're doing this really deep work and like excavating, you know, the recesses of your resources in a sense, both like emotional and physical and time related, I think it can feel very isolating. It can feel like, do other people feel like I'm going through this? Like, am I overreacting to this? Or am I overthinking, or am I not thinking about this? You know, like that whole range of is anybody else in this with me? And I think one of the things I love being in your group programs is that you find that like-minded community very quickly because of the people that you summon into your containers. And I just think that this empathic biz retreat is going to be such a time of like renewal and refreshing for people who are looking for something to move them. But like, you know, we don't need a date on the calendar to say now is the time.
Yeah.
Right? Like that time can start at any moment. And after the last few months that we've had around these parts of the world, I think like a little retreat could do folks some good. So we're going to keep talking about your program. We'll come back next week and talk about it too. We should.
It's me. We absolutely should.
Yes. If people are watching this and they want to see the post, since you can't get to Brahenda's post right now, I have a post on my Instagram. It's at Megan, Megane Collier, Collier. And you can get that post for the retreat. And then we will also in the comments drop the link. I will drop it in there for registration page.
Yay.
Yay, Brahenda. What's next?
Man.
What are like the next steps you're gonna do to like
keep
moving forward? And like, yeah, what are you gonna do? What have you learned? What are some of your reflections right now where we're at?
Yeah, so where I'm at right now is simply this, which is ever forward, right? Let's really sit and look at for me, because I wasn't necessarily in love with FB anyway, or just social in general. So wasn't totally in love with it first, to do something different. What was there that needs to stay, and what do I need to take to come with me? So like kind of parsing out what fits, what doesn't fit. We don't have any planets in retrograde right now. So like this is a really great time to really be super intentional about what we're doing and where we want to go. And I think I'm also like seriously, like behind the scenes, y'all, my sisterhood has been like on the come through. Like I've sent out text messages, I've sent out emails. People have responded with such a willingness to share the work. And I hope that you're willing to share the work as well. I'll put a link here in the video for you to sign up and share this with, like-hearted individuals that want to come in and be renewed in your business. Because I think a lot of times, again, Meg, like I love that you had a co-working space, and I think when you're in community where you can like sit down with people, right? Because it's like you need to do your post, you need to get organized, but it's like that's not the sexy part of business, right? We like being in our one-on-one or in our container, like actually working with our clients. But to get there, right, you have to get disciplined, eat your vegetables, and do at least some forward thinking around what it is that you want to say and where you want to say it. And in this retreat, we're actually going to show you some pathways to doing it. And in some of the pathways to doing it, it doesn't involve a lot of social media. It could be, again, I believe, like, honest to goodness, like I've sold out all of my programs through referrals. Like it's just been a referral. Hey, can you share this, friend? Sure, I'll share it. Vice versa. I mean, you all see that every first and third Wednesday, I do a sharing of women of color, and that is my contribution, or one of my contributions, to making sure that we shine together. And it's not just about Brahenda and her work and what she does, but amplifying the works of others. Because so many times we'll hear people say things like, well, I really can't find people of color doing it. And it's like, have you gone to Brahenda's page? You can find them. Here they are. And I shout out everybody who reshares and reposts and shares this content, because it's vital to the economy. And I'm just going to center it. For women of color, working is not an option. It's never been an option. It's not a luxury. It's essential. And it does begin to break down those generational barriers and cultural shifts that we need when women of color specifically are able to derive a certain level of income, because we want to bridge those gaps in terms of economics and sustainability. And I mean, how are our institutions made? Most of our institutions, let's just be honest, are funded by family foundations.
Amen.
And family endowments. So if you go to your hospital, you go to your library, you go to your college or university, you're going to see a huge wall of donors. And that money that comes in comes from generational wealth. Not just people that got rich today. They're coming
people that have been growing their money for a long time.
And so if we want to see those institutions change, well, then we have to change who is holding the wealth. I said what I said.
Bingo, bingo, bingo.
I said what I said.
No, it's true. I mean, it's true. It's 110% true. And I think like part of the way that we remove the mystique of all of this is just by saying it. It's just by naming it. Right. And like, this is also goes part with like fearless communication. Why I want to hang out on YouTube with you more. Cause I'm just like, let's have a party. I need to hook up my microphone.
Yes.
I did a whole spin there for you folks.
You did a whole spin. I love it.
We got to hop off because we've got a busy Saturday and places to be, people to see, things to do, events to host. Keep shining your light, Brenda. Your program's going to be great. Everyone go sign up for Brenda's program. And we'll be back next week with another episode.
We'll be back next week with some more time.
Brenda and Meg.
Yeah, I love it. All right, Meg, have a beautiful rest of your day. You good people have a beautiful rest of your day. Share this event. Share with people that you love. Share with people that you don't even love because maybe they need love. So share it with everyone. All right. Talk to you soon, my friend. I love it.